Good morning, Blue Maths Group. Are you ready for our maths learning today? Okay, let's start with our easy starter. Let's do our counting backwards from 20, just like we did yesterday, counting in ones. Are you ready? Let's go. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. How did you do? Are you getting faster? I know you're quick counting from 10 to 0. Were you quick counting from 20 to 10? Hopefully you're getting quicker and quicker every day. Okay, so yesterday the other thing we did for our starter was that we looked at one less. But today we're going to look at our number bonds again. Now, we keep popping back to look at this one, don't we? Because number bonds are so important. So we need to know our number bonds to 10, don't we? We can't figure them out on our fingers all the time. We just need to know them. So let's see how many of them you just know today. Okay, so let's look at the first one. What number do I put with 5 to make 10? I know you're all shouting this one out because you all know this one. 5 and 5 make 10, don't they? Okay, another one that I think you'll all be shouting at the screen for me. What goes with 10 to make 10? Yes, I'm pretty sure even in my house I can hear you all shouting that it's 0 that goes with 10 to make 10. Now, these last 4 are the ones you've been finding more tricky. Let's see how many of them you've remembered. What goes with 2 to make 10? I'll give you a few seconds. If you're working it out on your fingers, it means you haven't remembered it. So let's have a look. Bring it in. It's an 8. So 2 and 8 make 10, don't they? Now, as I say, if you haven't remembered that one, make sure you look at it. Try and take a picture of it in your head. File it away so you know it for future. What about 1? What goes with 1 to make 10? Again, I'll give you a few seconds. Okay. The number 9. So 9 and 1 make 10. 2 more to go. How are you doing so far? Next number is 4. What number goes with 4 to make 10? Here he comes. The number 6 goes with 4 to make 10. So 4 and 6 make 10. And the last one. Now, there's only one number missing that we haven't used yet, and we have to use all the numbers from 0 to 10 to make 10, don't we? Which number's missing? Here he comes, the number 3. So 7 and 3 make 10. How many did you get without having to count them on your fingers? How many did you beat me with? Hopefully, if you did all 6, that's amazing, and that information is now in your brain, and you don't have to bother working it out next time I ask. Okay, let's move on and have a look at what we're learning today. So we're carrying on with our place value today. Now remember, place value is when we talk about the columns that our numbers are in. So a 1-digit number is just in the ones column. Whereas if we have a 2-digit number, we have a ones column and we have a tens column, don't we? Okay, so look at the deans that are on screen. Can you tell me what number do they represent? Okay, let's have a look and see what you thought. So I'm going to say, how many tens have I got? 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. So in my tens column, we have 3, don't we? How about in my ones column? 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. So I've got 4 ones. So if I've got 3 in my tens column and 4 in my ones column, my number must be 34. Did you get that right? Well done if you did. Okay, so let's move on. Oh, now this time I have a number on the screen and I have 2 sets of deans. Which of those sets of deans is showing me this number? Have a look. Point to the one on screen that you think is showing me this number. Okay, so should we try and work it out? Do we know what this number is? Can you say this number out loud? What is this number? It's a 2-digit number and it's 21. Okay, so let's have a look and see what we've got then. So let's look at this one first. How many tens have we got? 1, 2. So we've got 2 tens, so that's looking good so far. And we've got 1, 1. Oh, that's looking like it, isn't it? 21. So what was this number then? What's this number here? How many tens have we got? 1. And how many ones have we got? 2. Okay, so if you told me that this one showed that number, you were right. These numbers are just written backwards, if you notice. The 2 is first and the 1 is second. On this one, the 1 is first and the 2 is second. Quite often people muddle these numbers up, but when we look at the Deans, it's very easy to see the difference, isn't it? This one has got 2 tens and this one has only got 1, which is why the numbers go in the order they go. Now, my next question is, do you know which one of these numbers is the biggest number? Which is the largest number? Is it this number or is it this number? Okay, hopefully you've picked this one. Why did you pick this one? Why do we know that this number is bigger than this number? Again, I hope you're saying because it has more tens. The more tens a number has, the bigger it is. The less tens a number has, the smaller it is. So this is the bigger number and this is the smaller number. Okay, let's try the next one. So, again, 2 sets of Deans on the screen. Which one is showing the number? Shall we try and find out? Okay, so let's look at the first one. So how many tens have we got? 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens. So we've got 3 tens. And how many ones have we got? 1, 2, 3. So we've got 3 ones. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So we've got 1, 2, 3 tens. Oh, and nothing there. So have I done that right? Or do I need to do something else? Hopefully you remembered from yesterday, I need a placeholder. If I have a 2-digit number, I can't then just go, oh, because there's nothing there, I can't write anything. Because that number we know is the number 3. But we know that we've got 3 tens. But 3 tens is a lot more than 3, isn't it? It's 10, 20, 30. So, if I've got no ones, but I know it has to be a 2-digit number, I have to say the number for none, which is a 0. So if we look at our numbers, what numbers do we have? We've got the number 33 and we've got the number 30. So if you'd pointed to this one, you were right. Well done. Again, which one is the biggest number? Now, this is a bit more tricky, isn't it? Because they both have a 3 in the tens column. They both start with a 3. So we can't look at the tens column to figure out which one is the largest number. So we then have to look at the ones column. So if the tens column is the same, we need to look at the ones column. So when we look at the ones column, which one is the biggest number? It's this one, isn't it? Because there are 3 ones. And on this one, there are no ones. So my biggest number, my greatest number, is this one, 33. And my smaller number, the one that's less, is 30. Okay, let's move on to the last slide. Okay, this one is a bit more tricky. Have a look at this one. Which one represents the number on screen? Okay, pause me if you haven't finished figuring it out yet, and you can come back to me. Let's have a look and see. So put my pen back on. So again, we start with our tens. How many tens in this number? Hopefully you're telling me there are 4 tens in this number. And how many ones? There are 5, aren't there? 5 ones. Okay, so let's look at the other number. So, how many 10s in this number? Again, there are 4, aren't there? 4 10s. How many ones? So a different number this time. There are 6 ones. So this time I'm going to ask you which is the smallest number. Now again, this one's quite tricky because they both have the same number of 10s. So we can't tell by looking at the 10s which is the smallest number, but we can tell by looking at the ones. So the smallest number, point to the smallest number on screen for me. If you're pointing to this one, you are right, because I said smallest this time, didn't I, rather than the largest. So the smallest number is 45, and slightly bigger than 45 is 46. So he's the larger number, the greater number. Okay, so today I have emailed you a worksheet, and it has pictures of Deans on one side and numbers on the other side. And you need today to match up the pictures to the correct number. When you've done that, at the bottom of the page, I would like you to order those numbers from the smallest number to the greatest number. So remember, smallest is the little one and the greatest is the big, the large number. So from the smallest to the greatest. I'll speak to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.